honest to God, I thought I would die before all of my kids. I never thought I would feel this, ever. I'm scared. She must have been, like, she had to be, like, scared out of her mind, thinking, you got my daughter.
Tanya calls the suspect a coward.
Why would you go back? To kill her? What? For what? Because she asked you to take a DNA test?
And is going to prison for the rest of his life after being convicted of murdering a woman and burning her body in a field. Antoine Ware was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Jasmine Dunbar.
In March of 2018, 21-year-old Jasmine Dunbar went missing along with her 7-month-old baby girl. Her family last saw her on that Tuesday night with her ex-boyfriend, 20-year-old Antoine Ware, when, according to her family, Antoine picked Jasmine and her 7-month-old baby up so that they could go take a paternity test. About 3 hours later, a couple found the baby sitting in a car seat on the side of the road and immediately notified the authorities. The baby had a backpack on her seat that had Jasmine's ID and other belongings inside, so the police were able to notify her family and return the baby to them. However, Jasmine was still nowhere to be found. The family immediately launched a search for her because she would never leave her baby's side for anything. On Thursday morning, police found Jasmine's charred remains about 3 miles from where her baby had been rescued. Once her body was found, police immediately went to look for Antoine for questioning. He agreed to speak with them, and when the questioning first began, he admitted to picking up Jasmine and the baby to go take a paternity test. However, he claimed that he dropped Jasmine back off at her apartment afterwards. But when pressed a little bit more, his story began to change. Antoine eventually admitted to getting into a physical altercation with Jasmine and punching her several times. He then left her in a field but claimed that she was still alive when he left that time. Next, he claimed he panicked and dropped the baby off in another area. He left the baby there and returned to where Jasmine's body was. And that's when things got worse. Antoine said he put a piece of paper on Jasmine's body, doused it with gasoline, and lit it with a cigarette. He stood by and watched as her body burned and the fire put itself out. Afterwards, he left to pick up the baby. However, when he got back to where he left the baby, he saw the area covered with police, so he fled. Antoine was placed under arrest and charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of kidnapping, 1 count of abandonment of a body, and 1 count of child abuse. This week, he pled guilty to first-degree felony murder and endangerment. He was sentenced to life in prison.